So welcome everybody. Good morning and happy Thursday. Honorable Milwaukee Council Member Alderwoman Millela A. Coggs, representatives of Honorable Milwaukee Council President Cavalier Johnson, Ms. Alicia McHenry and Ms. Kaylin Kenny, Milwaukee City Clerk Jim Oswalski, private funders, specifically Yolobe CEO David Douglas and Head of Product Management and Marketing Samantha Scott, representatives from Wisconsin State Department of Workforce Development, representatives from Milwaukee County's Workforce Board, Milwaukee City Department heads, my fellow colleagues, DCMKE administrators, we were with you from the start, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bernadette Karanja, Workforce Development Coordinator for Milwaukee Common Council's Office of Workforce Development. I'm joined by Jason Thompson, our Workforce Outreach Specialist, who will be our Master of Ceremony for this 2-hour event. I am delighted and humbled to welcome you to the official full launch of our innovative, interactive AI app and web-based workforce development platform that creates a secure digital community and digital workforce pipeline that empowers Milwaukee's residents with invaluable information on hiring, job training, and supportive service opportunities. This platform, aptly named DirectConnectMKE or DCMKE in short, is compliant with the U.S. Department of Labor's Workforce Innovation Opportunity Act and is accessible on a job seeker's cell phone and currently has profiled 45 Milwaukee employment and direct service agencies, 130 administrators from these 45 agencies, and over 150 supportive service agencies, and includes a total of close to 1,000 users, most of whom are job seekers. So welcome, everybody. I want to especially thank Milwaukee's Common Council members, Yolobe Inc., staff members, Employ Milwaukee, and the City Clerk's Office staff, and the City of Milwaukee's family for making the DCMKE platform conceptualized by Alderwoman Millela Coggs in 2017 a reality. We are all grateful to Alderwoman Coggs, without whom this platform would have simply remained a good idea. So today, you will hear from 2 leaders who will walk you through the upgrades made to this platform since its soft launch in June of 2018. But before we do that, it is my honor to welcome Alderwoman Millela A. Coggs to say a few words to kick off this event. Alderwoman Coggs.
Thank you, Bernadette. As was mentioned, I am Alderwoman Millela A. Coggs. I have both the pleasure and the honor of representing the 6th Automatic District. And for 4 years, I had the honor of chairing Milwaukee's Finance and Personnel Committee. While in that capacity, a lot of conversations were often had about resource investment and our ability to connect residents with opportunities for employment. As we face the challenges of unemployment and underemployment, and as we attempt to meet those needs, I began to think about, where people are. And as we created the Workforce Development Office, which Bernadette heads, and as she and I spoke about meeting people where they are to connect them to the opportunities, the potential of utilization of an app, similar to a social media platform, is something that came up in conversation. And it's something that I championed. But it is Bernadette, who I must give all credit to, who took that conversation and began to scour the country for things that have already been done or are being done that were similar to what we were trying to do. And it is from, her diligence and commitment to that allowed for the creation of what we now have as DCMKE. But this would not be possible if it was not for major collaborations between so many folks who I'm sure many of you already know and we'll hear more from today. So I just want everyone watching this and knowing that this was a labor of love for this city, the residents of this city, and trying to make sure that employment opportunities are there and that people are connected, not just to the jobs, but to the resources they need to be job ready and to be able to execute the jobs. Lastly, I want to say this. We are dealing with the coronavirus and COVID-19. One of the major side effects from this is going to be dealing with folks with unemployment issues. I see the role of DCMKE as even greater, given the state that we are currently in and that we will be facing on the back end of COVID-19. So the role of DCMKE is only growing. So I hope today, as you see this platform and as people continue to use it and it continues to grow, that we're able to help to fill a gap to help meet that need. And again, thank you to the whole team of people who helped to make this possible. I think the true victory will be as we continue to measure those who use it and their ability to connect with employment opportunities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alderwoman Cox, for sharing those words. And at this point, we are going to bring on CEO of Yolobe, David Douglas, who's going to share some words with us as well.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. In fact, the opportunity, I've been part of this incredible journey. So my name is David Douglas. I'm the founder and CEO of Yolobe. Now, the cool thing about what we're doing here at Direct Connect Milwaukee is we asked ourselves a question a couple of years ago, and Alderwoman Cox, I think you'll call this as well as Bernadette. It's like, how do we become a national sort of leader in driving economic opportunity to the residents of the great city of Milwaukee? And now, if your answer to that question is, well, you need to build sort of a technology platform to do that, then you would be wrong. And as evidenced by the people on this call today here, which represents the city government, employers, all the wonderful workforce agencies and community-based organizations, the answer is you need a community approach because it is such a thorny and difficult problem. And the wonderful thing about this journey that we're on is we recognize that it is in fact a journey. It will take time to get there, but we are all committed. And the great news is 2 years after the fact that we've launched, not only are we still here, but we're, as evidenced by what we're going to show you today, we're still growing. So I want to first start out by thanking all of the wonderful participants, the community that's required to drive this type of change into a wonderful city like Milwaukee. So to the city officials, Alderwoman Cox, thank you. Thanks for your vision. Bernadette and Jason, thanks for now, I would say, your friendship in this wonderful journey. Jim, you've been a wonderful partner as well, so I want to thank you. And then obviously all the members of the Common Council, the Mayor's Office, thank you so much for allowing us to be here. We feel so indebted and so much warmth and love for the city of Milwaukee for allowing us to be a partner with you to do this and to achieve our vision as well, to drive opportunity to those who need it most. And we're going to get there. To all the participating organizations, I want to thank you as well. We're at now up to 45. I'm going to call out a couple of them: America Works, WRTP, Employ Milwaukee, Department of Employee Relations, the Police Department, the Fire Department, HACM, Maximus, Wisconsin Community Services, Milwaukee Public Library, Journey House, SDC, Compete Milwaukee, Wisconsin DWD, and the list goes on and on. Now, we started out with 0. We have 45 and we're continuing to grow. So we're really excited about that. Thank you for participating. You are the ones with the feet on the ground. You are the ones working with the residents. It is impossible for us to achieve our vision without your solidarity and support. And so for that, we want to thank you. And then of course, opportunity doesn't just sort of come out of trees. We need employers as well. And so one of the wonderful things that we've been able to do over the past couple of years, we've launched the ability for employers to be a part of this process as well. So I want to thank out the ones who have participated right from the beginning. So Stainless Foundry, Manpower, Harley Davidson, and we're going to be adding more and more employers as part of this. This community together is what is required to solve this. And of course, I want to be able to thank my team right from the outset, because an underpinning of all of this is we do need technology. And in particular, in the pandemic situation we're in right now, the more we're able to rely on virtual technology that's state of the art, the better. So I want to call out just an incredible team that we have here at Yolobe. Ali, who is our Chief Technology Officer, Samantha, you're going to hear from today, Diogo, one of our senior engineers, Kashav as well, Mirza and Imad, another set of engineers, some of whom weren't here at the outset, but all of whom are part and parcel of our vision, and only joined the company because they absolutely believe that we need to drive more opportunity to those in need. And then I certainly don't want to call out without missing Tara, Julian, Francis, and Journey. And we're going to continue to grow as a company because we're in a position right now where we feel like there's an absolute need for what we're doing. And in partnership with this wonderful city, we're going to absolutely make it happen and achieve this goal of making Milwaukee a standout example of how this actually happens in the country. Just quickly, before I pass it over to Samantha, because I know you probably don't want to hear too much from me, we've had a wonderful journey. It's been a couple of years now. We've learned a lot of great lessons. We've posted I think well over 1,000 opportunities, close to, if not exceeding 1,000 people on the platform today. We've done this with zero marketing because we did a soft launch. And so as we move into phase 2, we're going to be accelerating not only the marketing aspect of this, but we are going to be asking the different organizations who are part and parcel of this, now that we've solved some of the issues that we've encountered over the first couple of years, to start promoting this more. We'd like to accelerate the number of residents in Milwaukee who need access to opportunity and services to have that access. And so we need to be promoting this more, and that's going to be certainly part of as we move into phase 2 and into 2021, a huge push of the platform today. And then finally, I'm just going to talk briefly about phase 2 so they can quantify it. You know, I've talked about the community-based approach. There's the job seeker aspect of it. There's obviously the organizations who cater to the job seekers, the agencies, the community-based organizations themselves. And then, of course, there are the employer side of it. We're tackling this in part of an entire redesign. The platform looks already very different from what it did at launch, but we prioritize obviously the job seekers first. And so a big part of what we're going to show you today is their experience. So a brand new app experience, a brand new mobile web experience. Obviously, everything that we've done is accessible across multiple channels. Then we're going to show you some of the work that we will be launching for that will be employer facing, which will have a very similar look and feel to what the job seekers are seeing as well. Brand new redesign, awesome stuff. And then, of course, we're going to be rolling out a brand new look and feel for all of the organizations and networks that are currently in line. So we're excited. We're committed to building this platform, and it is a platform. It encompasses a lot, and we're really excited about it and to show you. So I'm going to turn it over to Samantha, and she's going to give you guys a front and center view of what we've done.
Thank you, Dave.
Hi, everyone. First and foremost, I want to ask if you can see my screen. David kind of just went through the first part of our agenda, so thank you, David, very much for doing that. What I would like to do is pull up, let me find, somehow it went away. All right, so this is kind of what we went over here and what you should be expecting in this presentation. We want to start before I go into the demo, just to give people who aren't as familiar a little bit of a background as to why we started. So let's get ahead and do that. So basically, obviously, there's a lot of different reasons as to why we came to be. The first and foremost one is that we do want to give job seekers the empowerment to seek out and find opportunities in jobs, and also be able to connect with really what we're considering great supportive organizations who are currently on the platform. And thirdly, we do need to provide efficient and effective digital upgrades that allow our job seekers to use that mobile first objective that they're currently on right now. So what we are is a platform that uses the language and the tools of this generation, and it helps them find and secure these opportunities through a variety of different ways. If you haven't heard what kind of the purpose of this three-sided marketplace is, I'll just briefly discuss it. Obviously, you know, we have the job seekers and skill seekers and resource seekers. We think that's very empowering part of the platform. The second tier is we have what we call networks. These include workforce agencies, nonprofits, schools, any type of entity that is there to help and provide support to these job seekers and skill builders. And thirdly, which is part of third two, is the launch of the employer and provider side of the platform. There's benefits to both. Employers can connect with networks that make sense to them. Networks can connect with entry-level job seekers, but they can also connect with employers and providers. So what it means is that we're all connected. Everything that is at the fingertips of all these different types of people. And that is our objective. Someone may need to go through a network course before going to an employer, or we'll have job-ready seekers on here who can go direct to employers. But generally speaking, this platform will give everyone the tools they need to succeed. So what we're going to do now is give a brief introduction of what we are calling essentially a new product. Still same goals, still same objectives. I did want to announce that Yolobe will be changing our name to Yolobe, effective in the coming weeks. That won't have any impact on the branding we do for DirectConnect Milwaukee, but I did want to ensure that that is announced. The second part is kind of the reason and the rationale that we decided to go through this redesign. We had a focus group with a bunch of employers in Milwaukee who gave us some feedback. We decided that we needed a new technology stack and also a redesign to make things easier for the job seekers to understand. So what we're going to do is, as I mentioned, we do have three sides of this marketplace. We're going to start with the job, skill, and resource seekers. The reason I have those three words in there is because it is relative to all of these people. And we'll start with the redesign. Firstly, we hired a very well-known designer who helped us very much with changing our entire look and feel, improving the UX so that it makes crystal clear sense. We are able to expose social elements and members of the networks. We're making the networks much easier to find. We're exposing local opportunities in the feed. And then additionally, we've added pretty much all of the supportive services and resources within the city of Milwaukee to the platform as a second type of object in our platform. I do also want to mention that a lot of this isn't just what you're seeing on the front end. We completely rechanged our technology stack to the top of the rate. It's scalable, bug-free. We went, and I'm not going to get into the tech jargon, but if you know anything about coding, you can take a look at what we've transitioned to here. So we feel very confident that this product is scalable and that it is going to be used by a lot of people. So with that said, I will get right into the mobile demo. We did want to start with the mobile app. Keep in mind, if someone, as an example, does not have a smartphone, you can still access the exact same features on mobile web. We still have SMS compatible technology, but we do think this app is a great way to keep users connected, especially when it comes to notifications and keeping everything in one place. So the first thing I'm going to start with is registration of a new user. So I'm going to give a fake name. I don't think I've used this before. Okay. So I'm going to enter my email as well. The difference here is that now we are collecting both email and phone numbers. This will give our networks more information to have kind of right at their fingertips. So we will be adding both. All right, so you're going to see that this is a very easy process. The second part that happens is obviously getting the location so that we can show all of the relevant networks, especially DCMKE, within the platform. And it's very easy. That's all you have to do. You just create your account just by adding your location. But this is optional. However, I will say that it is very important that people on the onset do start to add their interests. You can even add their skills here, anything that makes sense. You can add custom ones down here. Then you click next. And then this part is another attempt for us to ensure that people are joining networks even when they register. It's again optional, however, we will go ahead and join Direct Connect Milwaukee. These are also organizations within the Direct Connect Milwaukee Alliance, and our algorithm does that based off of their locations that are their interests that they just added, and also the location. And we can get started. And keep in mind too, so this is a brand new person, brand new account. You can already see that in the feed, they're recommending networks to follow. That is the first thing we will have notifications for. First thing that we want people to do is add networks so that they can see a bunch of opportunities. You can do this in two ways. You can do, okay, I have 2 networks in here. I'm going to click see all, and then I'm going to discover. And you can see here, I'll move this over a bit. You can see here that all of these are pretty much part of the DCMKE Alliance, or anything else within the area are the interests that the users have added. You can either click on a network page and go learn more about it, or like I said, you can go to the feed. Let's just say we have actual suggested networks. I can actually go ahead and join one right now from my phone. The next thing I'm going to do is actually, as you can see, the profile, the interests have been added from registration, but rather than spending time adding the rest of the profile, I am going to go ahead and log out to an account we made to give an appropriate demo from someone who's added their work experience to the profile. Okay, so when we take a quick look at all of this, I want to first go ahead and show you the profile. So here's an example of someone who has added pretty much everything that would make sense as a virtual resume. And that's what we've done over the past year, is we've transitioned the profile into something that has basic fields, information, into something that can be used for employers, for resumes, anything of that sort. The first thing I'll mention, the tags you're seeing at the top are directly attributed to what Ashley has added to her experiences, her educations, her awards. This we find is very valuable for employers because, as you can see here, if I do this drop down, you can see directly where these skills were maintained, but also give people a good idea of like the need to add certain experiences, training, education to their profile. So you can see here, manufacturing is displaying at the top. So it's a new way of not only appealing to employers, but making sure people are internalizing the skills they're developing at each step of the process. You can also change your location here by clicking on this little icon, and you can edit at the top as well. So now I kind of want to just give you a quick glance at the feed and the different objects we have in here. And generally, what I think is really cool about this, is that we do have a filter. So say as an example, someone, they're just looking for jobs, or they're just looking for resources, or they're just looking for networks. I'm going to go ahead and, as you can also see that as you're scrolling through. So you can see this is a resource, this isn't a network. Let's find a network here too. This is a network, so someone can join a network. This is a job. Cool thing about our feed is that we're empowering users by showing them, hey, you have a skill in manufacturing. Here's a check mark. This is also what you're seeking. You're seeking a job. So there's a variety of different ways. The reason that we're doing this is that we want to contain everything career related. This is not accessible by any other job board. We believe it really will open the horizon to expanding skill sets and additional career building options that people may not have been aware about, exposing them to organizations who can help guide them along that path. And like I said, you could filter for any of these types of objects, and they do have different icons at the top. So let me find an event, like an event one will have an event icon. Here's an event. So this is just as important when we talk about building social capital and interacting. Okay, so I will move on to search, which I think is very cool. So let's just say Ashley wants to look for specific things in manufacturing. And you'll see by the search feed too, and then this will come back in another sense. What happens is you'll get both, let me see, you'll get both like everything related to manufacturing, including categories, people, all of that stuff. We did just make an upgrade, and so it'll include not just search items, but it will include people, networks, and all of that stuff. So
Just spell it manufacturing. I think you spelled it.
Oh, did I spell? I'm sorry, guys. I spelled manufacturing wrong, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay. All right, we're fixed. I was like, I know this is working. I just did it. Anyway, so now we have the categories of options that we can see in the search results. So we see jobs, we see networks, we see people. And why are these networks showing up? Let me just give you a quick example, just so everyone's aware for the networks on this platform. So right now I'm just going to show you, this is the admin console, and this is how you update your settings and your network profile. So you can see here, since DCMKE tends to post and offer opportunities in manufacturing, they have added that tag. So for any networks on here to be able to show up, not just in search results, but when people are trying to find and join networks, it is important that they add these tags. So anyways, so that's what you're seeing here. Click on networks. Another cool thing is, as we're talking about social capital building, these are recommended people that they can follow and connect with. So there's an example of search. Sorry guys, I spelled that wrong. Anyways, moving on. Let's get an example of a job that Ashley may be interested in. Okay, look, we got here, manufacturing job. So you can see at the bottom, oh, sorry, can you guys, I apologize.
Yep.
Can you see my screen now?
Yep.
By the way, if you didn't see this, I'm still watching. I'm looking at my phone while trying to do this demo, so I apologize. Okay, so we are back to the screen. Let's just say, as an example, I really want to go back to the feed, either search or filter for jobs. Our feed works in a really great way where it's going to show you, based on our algorithm, really relevant opportunities. So if I want to click on this, this is posted by DirectConnectMKE, and I'm going to click inside of it. And you'll see a bunch of different information. You can see it's posted in Milwaukee. It's posted by Jason, who owns the network. And I want to say that the cool part about this is it gives networks the option of, if I click I'm interested here as an example, it will collect data and it will tell you, see your interest is reported. And it will give Jason, and this works really well for events as well, a list of people who have responded to this application. And then there, Jason can take a look, message people, and he can actually make referrals to the position he posted here too. And that's a difference between what we would see in a network post versus if something was posted by an employer. Jason does still have, however, have the option of posting an actual job that could link to an online site or that people can apply to with their profiles. Well, let me just show you the difference of that versus an employer post. So we have one of our employers. Let's see, maybe this was our chart. Here we go. So here's an example of an employer post that is posted inside DirectConnectMKE. So I'll pull this up. It'll look a little bit different because a lot of the job posts, you know, they have all of these types of like job descriptions and all of that stuff. And what'll happen is when you click on this, okay, so here we go. So this one is still active. You can visit the site. This is what Jason posted. However, if it is posted, this may have been retired, but if it is posted by an employer, the name was not going to show up here. It'll show the name of the company instead. And then you can visit site or do whatever you want to apply to the actual job. So that's kind of how the employer post will work. Now I'll go back. This also includes employers do have the option to apply externally or to allow the users to apply for their profile. So those are two separate things that employers can do should they want to. Okay, so I already went over, I thought it is important to see how you can join networks. I kind of already showed you that, but I do want to show you now the network page. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm looking at DirectConnectMKE, and there's a lot of different things that we're going to have on this network page. And any of the networks who have this page can choose to use it in a variety of different ways. So you can view details. This is empowering users with the type of services and opportunities that they offer. So they can take a look and decide, oh, maybe, you know what, I do need career exploration, career assessments, job placement, that could help me with my career. Another thing that we can do here is we can look at career specialists who run the networks. Now this is optional. I do think it's a great idea. So if any network doesn't feel comfortable with this, you can always let us know. But I think this is a great way for users to come and directly connect with career specialists. You can see here's Jason Thompson. We're already connected on this account. We can also connect with new admin Lily, connect with her directly through this platform. And then people will start messaging and contacting, and everything great will happen from that page. Now let's talk a little bit about the feed. So these are what DirectConnectMKE has posted. Now there's certain different ways that I do anticipate networks using this. So if I go back over to the admin council, I just want to show you, say you're an organization who has a certain set of members or enrollees in a program, what you can do is use the opportunity builder, the opportunity builder. The grouping feature, by the way, is done in the manage members part of the council. But let's say, let me show you this. So you can add groups. So you can say, okay, this member is an enrollee in my program. I want to post a bunch of different things. I can post information, I can post jobs, I can post anything. And only those people will view that information. Personally identifiable will be protected as well. This one could be maybe people who have joined the network. They could be potential recruits. You can categorize people by any way and really customize your feed. The last thing I'll show too here is what we built is a custom resource hub for networks. You will be able to find that in the admin console shortly. However, right now, if you have anything that you want to upload to your resource hub, we can do that, in an hour. So this is an example of all of the supportive services and organizations that DirectConnectMKE has in and around the city of Milwaukee. And we'll show you a new example on desktop of how we're handling that in a bit. Okay, cool. I think we've gone through most of the app, and I will say there's other things. So obviously members can save jobs. They'll get notifications. I'll talk about the importance of this in a bit. And they can also receive messages through the platform. Cool. Okay, so yeah, let me go ahead now and show you the desktop version of this. So as I mentioned, we do have both web, mobile, and web desktop for our users as our cross-platform, program allows. And we'll have a bunch of variety of different things. The Discover still works, and you can find certain organizations. Let me take a look at the DirectConnectMKE page. It's the same exact thing you're seeing on mobile, just a little bit different and just really compatible with networks. Now, something new that we've decided is the need for this resource hub and to categorize things by what people may be looking for. So keep in mind, this can be your own custom page. You can have your own custom URL. You can use it for anything you want. You can use the feed for whatever you want. The map piece is going to be enabled very shortly, especially in the resource hub. I'll give you a preview of what that looks like. To be able to add in the type of services you need, the resource type, anything of that sort, we find very important for the user. And now we'll have about 200 different resources, including networks, because we do consider networks resources as well. So they will be in that hub. That is launched right now, but the map piece is being added. So here's an example of what it'll look like probably today. So you can see here, we have someone who's checked they need career services, they need supportive services, they want actual organizations and agencies, but they're also open to online resources. So here's an example of a network, and here's an example of a resource. You can click on it, you can see more information about the resource, and you can visit the site. Here's an example of the map version, which I think is equally as important. You can still do the same thing. These are the services, by the way, that are typically offered by workforce agencies and nonprofits. So like I said, make sure that you are tagging these in your network setting page. Okay, great. So that, for now, I think is a great demo. If anyone has any questions, just to update, this is in next.yolobe.com. We'll be transitioning to the actual Yolobe site probably this week, but it is active. This is the correct data and the platform, and this is what it'll look like. So like I said, multi-channel compatible, especially for people who do, and we have known to use their laptops to actually apply to jobs, would be a very important research just to ensure that all of our platforms are compatible. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the deck now. Now I want to move on to, and by the way, we'll have questions at the end that we'll address too, if anyone has any. I want to move on to kind of what we've done for employers in the platform. So this was released in Q2 as part of phase 2. So right now, employers can register and post in existing networks, and they are doing that. I just showed you an example of post. What we do want to talk about too, like I said, it already exists, but it will match the new look and feel of the job seeker. Keep in mind though that anything you post in the council will still appear for the job seeker as everything that I just showed you. And so we will be doing that. Some of the coming emphasis for new features that we will be getting from initial testing feedback. We're really working on focusing on integrations with employer ATS systems. But mainly where we think our platform will be great is this emphasis on referrals from networks. Not only do we have people at the workforce stage in Milwaukee and also the networks that immediately reach out to job seekers to join the platform, learn about their interests, even semi-interview them. Our team at Yolobe will also be hiring outreach specialists who will be doing the same thing. So they will be vetting and learning about our users, and we really do think that they will be making really accurate and professional referrals to the employers on the platform. Another thing we did too for employers is we've done some marketing, and we will be increasing our base through digital marketing campaigns. So we will have more members in here, more candidates applying to these jobs. Take a sip of water. So now we're gonna move on to the third tier, and this is a lot of information because so many things have changed, so many features have come. The main thing too is, as I get into this, some of you on the phone may be like, what's that feature? I don't know. But what we're doing is making a lot of these features that were premium free. We just want the city of Milwaukee to be connected. That is our first and foremost priority. So as I go through this, it's important that you pay attention and then potentially request a new demo sometime next week or whenever you're open. So let's start with some of the V2 changes. David and myself, we've been at this for 3 years, getting feedback from networks. And we do believe that we've developed a very custom solution for workforce agencies, cities, and POs, any type of supportive network. So I want to get into that right now. So on this slide, what we're doing is we're talking about what we've learned. What are the processes of workforce agency, direct service provider processes? And what have we done as a solution to make their lives easier? So as I mentioned, the core part of our platform is appealing to job seeker. We just showed you the attractive features that we have for them, but we also have built a console that will actually save you time and be very productive and connect all of these organizations together. So I'll just spend a brief moment going through this and what we've learned. Sometimes organizations don't have time to post jobs or even enough. However, we do know that they find opportunities online and share them with their clients. So over the past year, we've really beefed up our integration feature. If you're not aware, this scrapes shareable jobs from the web. This was, like I said, a premium feature. So now you will have access to this. It's really awesome. It scrapes jobs that not only based off the location of your network, but also the user interests and inputs that they've added. So it's a very complex scraping feature. Right now we have ZipRecruiter, Career One Stop, our own Yolobe channel, plus additional coming. Another thing is privacy. I already demoed to you how you can post privately in your console. You can use this during your program. Your job seekers will be protected with their information during enrollment. Communication is probably our biggest thing. You know, people, organizations, they have trouble in any field of the country and anywhere contacting clients via email and phone. Phone numbers change. There's a lot of time and effort that goes through doing that. Our biggest value for that is this new email notification system. So whenever someone gets a message, they're either sent a text notification, an email notification, anything that we think would make sense for the user. Second most important, and actually probably the most important, is the mobile app, because you have push notifications, you have SMS text notifications. And lastly, you will be getting now both phone and email. So say you have an email for one client, you don't have the phone, you'll have that information to go off of. Lastly, I want to talk quickly about data and intake. We have learned a lot of people do use Excel Access. People have not requested yet, but this can be automated. The data that you request from the users can be automated to Excel workbooks. Paper forms will no longer be needed if this system is used. There's a lot of time spent collecting this info. Our job is to make this easier for you and make referrals, especially to other organization networks, all on one platform for you to use.
Samantha, if I may add, Samantha, if I may, I just wanted to say to everybody that the data and intake component is very, very important in the sense that we have been very careful to make sure that job seekers' data is very secure and that job seekers actually drive the process of accessing all of these wonderful resources that you're seeing. The workforce agencies that are DCMKE administrators are second tier, very important, a second tier component that connects the job seekers to all of these wonderful resources. But we want to emphasize that the job seekers want to feel secure and want to feel a level of trust when they're using our platform. So therefore, we have made it a very secure platform that they can drive. Thanks, Samantha.
Yes, no problem. And another thing is this new part of the profile, not currently in the app, but still usable on web and mobile web, is the ability for these members to enter service needs, which, as Bernadette said, could be requested by admins of networks. Admins can use this to goal set and export as well. The Vault feature is something Bernadette is extremely secure. It's WIA compliant, ADA compliant. We do not collect SSN numbers, and that is very secure. Another feature too, like I mentioned, the new profile is valuable information for networks as it contains education and work experience. We will actually get into the referral feature in the next slides, but another thing you can do is start keeping your case notes in this platform. For each member, you can do that. You can sort and filter. You can do anything you need to know. Referrals will be captured there. Anything you do for the platform is available from the member management page. Excuse me. So basically, oops, sorry, I'm gonna get more, this is just an example of what I mean by the fact that DCMKE can save time. You know, administrators on a daily basis perform a variety of client management tasks. In this platform, they can securely store these case notes and data. They can share or post opportunities. And I want to say this is all in addition to using this platform to communicate not just with job seekers and clients, but also with partnering networks. Administrators, and when we look at this new channel screen, as I already mentioned, third-party integrations, this is an idea of you saving time by using this platform to integrate jobs throughout the web and making them shareable to your users or even repostable to your network page. So that to me is a big value add as you're helping and aiding job seekers in their search. Communications, just a little bit more detail here. You know, most people do keep their social media profiles long-term, even when cell phone numbers change and emails change. We want everyone to reduce that workload and stay connected via this product, this multi-platform product specifically, and also use this to communicate and actually meet new people from other organizations with whom you're able to make certain referrals to. I have listed the supporting features for this, which is now available to everyone. The campaign feature, you can mass text and email by attaching opportunities and resources. You can even search for members by what they've added in their profile, say manufacturing, list of users who have added that to their profile. You can distribute a set of opportunities to that group of people directly through this campaign feature. I already mentioned messaging, the importance of that, just the variety of notifications we can use. And then just a little bit more detail on this referral feature. If you would like to get a demo, I'm available, but it is new and Jason is actively using it. It allows admins a secured option to refer members to other admins in the Alliance. So when Jason goes to refer, he can see all of the 42 networks and the admins in that network and make a direct referral right through that platform. The admins get notified via email, the users get notified via email and text, and it's also stored in the notifications and in the case notes. So should this work efficiently, this is a referral system for the citywide connection thing I am mentioning. Another thing too is I want people to start thinking about KPIs, how and which ways people use this platform in a variety of ways. Some people use it to text their users, some people use it to post opportunities, but in general, there's a lot of reason behind this, especially when we're talking about retention and solving barriers. Using this to share not just jobs, but supportive services and resources, and doing it through multi-platform channels. Using this platform for intake and recruitment, aiding enrolled clients, as I mentioned, using your private job board and sharing and sending information. Increasing placements, I already mentioned the variety of ways that you can share and post opportunities. And then increase partnerships, learn about organizations in the area, learn about employers in the area. And lastly, and importantly, stay connected and use this platform for follow-up and continue to look at the profiles and get the information that you need.
If I may add, Samantha, what I really love about this platform is the fact that anybody who may even have barriers to, say, for example, reading, can find that this is a platform that's pretty easy to use. If you only just have a 6th grade reading level, you can use this platform. It's very easy to navigate. and it's user-friendly. Thank you, Samantha.
Yes. And we also have, by the way, tagged all of the supportive services that actually offer that service. So one of our tags is literacy. All of that stuff is findable if someone does want to improve that skill. So I'm actually glad you mentioned that too. Okay, now we'll talk about the redesign and what's coming in the council. I already mentioned everything I just described is currently available. It's not in the redesigned version, but everything works. So you can still use it. So we do recommend new training sessions, especially around the premium features. Another upgrade will, as I mentioned, adding additional integrations. There will be a new opportunity builder. So this is both for employers and for networks. And this will include a bunch of different fields, optional to you, but could be very beneficial in terms of what you're looking to post. Lastly, again, the digital marketing campaign, we do predict that it will increase membership to all of your networks. So stay tuned for more members joining your networks. I want to talk about just some really, I consider really basic things that people can do to really make this platform a game changer. If, as an example, networks use this as part of their intake process, it'll solve a lot of problems, not just now, but down the road. It's crucial that we don't lose contact with our job seekers. And we do believe that our product does provide that solution. It also reduces workload and allows you to get in contact with other administrators, so you don't have to keep repeating yourself on phone calls. Everything about that is valuable to the larger Milwaukee community. Another thing that would be very beneficial is if more supportive service organizations sign up. Right now, we have a ton of workforce agencies, employment specialized networks. We think in order for this to be very, very efficient, and so that supportive organizations can make referrals, as an example, to a workforce agency and also accept them, this will give us the ability to address all barriers, and it'll give us the ability to connect all citywide organizations. And in terms of what network administrators are doing, obviously it's great to post, but at the minimum, I do think if at least one person is checking referrals, as I mentioned, you get email notifications through your platform. That way everyone does receive the appropriate referrals. It reduces a phone call time. Everything can be done simultaneously through this platform should they use it. Just a quick other notes, anyone who's on this call who's motivated, who wants to be a promoter and help us with outreach to local residents is very helpful. I did want to mention this platform, and we've spoken to obviously every user who comes on, and it's not just for millennials. It's designed and very attractive to the younger generation, but it also works very well for underemployed or unemployed residents, especially if they're looking for career transitions into entry-level fields that they may want to enter, or if they're looking for additional supportive services. So that is something that I know that I do think that this product can work for everyone.
Samantha, if I may just add, I want to really thank our DCMKE administrators for being with us and sticking with us for as long as they have through the pilot process. You now have a brand new platform that will really help you facilitate your need to meet your numbers per your funding requirements. And so we would really encourage you to really work on using this platform more frequently than you do. So we just want to say a big thank you. And we've been recognizing a number of you through our newsletters, and we'll continue to do so. But we just want to say that this is brand new. And we've listened to your feedback, and we are giving you what you wanted.
Yes, thank you. I wanted to put just a little infographic, try to explain it. This is what our product does now. So if we take a DCMKE member, they've entered interests, they've enter their service needs, which obviously are private, but still work in our algorithm to recommend things. We have resources, so that user is empowered to find them. But networks are a little different. So not only can they find these supportive services, that they can connect with them, they can connect directly to the people behind them. Supportive networks can make referrals. If there's a supportive service organization that thinks someone would be a good fit for sector training, they can refer that person to the other network on the platform. Another thing too is, especially in these times, we will have an integrated digital resource hub that networks can share with users. If a network thinks, hey, I think it's great if you maintain some type of certificate, if you take resume prep tutorial, that will be available as well. And then lastly, we do have the employers who can receive and make referrals to any of these networks on the platform. So this is what we're experiencing now. And what we're envisioning is to turn these supportive service organizations into networks. That way, I really do believe everything can be connected. All barriers can be addressed, and we can, increase retention for the job seekers. We can just do so many things should we get more of these supportive networks on here. As you can see, a child care center can be referred to an MPO reentry service. Like the importance of the network and the communication that comes from that, referrals that comes for that, I do believe we can connect the whole city of Milwaukee here and ensure that no one gets left behind. So hopefully, we're going to send out this deck. If you have any questions about, this crazy infographic, let me know. But I do, our end goal, Bernadette's end goal, is to get the city connected and to ensure that everyone gets the support and the services that they need in order to maintain and find the career of their dreams. So that's about it. I do have a couple testimonials.
Before we, very quickly, let's go back to that infographic. I just want to make it clear to everybody that you now have a digital workforce pipeline. This infographic is actually illustrating how organizations with a common interest in serving low-income families in workforce development can actually come together in a secure way to actually provide that service and provide it in an efficient and effective manner. This infographic is not crazy. It really is a digital workforce pipeline illustration. Thank you, Samantha.
Thanks, Bernadette. It is the best. It is hard to explain, but I think it does a good job of showing the importance of everything being kind of interconnected. So yeah, and you can see here just the service needs, how some people do need to go through a lot of different channels to be able to be effective, and that's just how the world works. So this will really create the community that we're looking for here. Yeah, and I do want to mention, I think it was maybe yesterday or the day before, we've reached over 1,000 members in DCMKE, and we track this, it's growing daily. David already mentioned thousands of jobs posted. DCMKE has made hundreds of referrals. We have now 45 organizations that have signed up, who I'm really excited for them to start using these new features with. And then I just put here some testimonials from some of our job seekers. I will have for you guys some main marketing pages that networks can look at that also have testimonials from, I think it is for 10 different networks who have given feedback about the products. So that will be available shortly, as well as a lot of the kind of infographics or the information that I just shared with you will be available for you to review online and both through this document. Okay, so Bernadette, I will hand it back to you this time.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Samantha. That was quite a long process, Ian. We just want to congratulate you for being able to go through it so efficiently and quickly with the demo. If you have any questions, please key in your questions in the next few minutes. But it looks like we are ahead of schedule, and we really do appreciate your time. So we are going to ask Jason, who is our Master of Ceremony, to say a few words and close us out.
Thank you so much, Bernadette. And thank you to everybody that was able to come and participate. It was truly an honor to gather with everybody in this virtual setting, in spite of the present challenges that 2020 has brought upon us. We found a way to come together and just celebrate this success. And this is all of our success. All of you have been integral in your own way to bringing this platform from just a mere concept to the fruition of where it is now. And we just want to sincerely thank you. We're just grateful that you are part of this process and this journey with us. Keep doing that excellent work that you're doing. I just believe in my heart that in 2021, this is just going to magnify, and hopefully through your work and your efforts, we will bring more people into this this experience that we call Direct Connect Milwaukee. And so again, thank you for coming. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to come and celebrate with us. And on behalf of DCMKE, and
I see Alderwoman Coggs on there, and she's our guest of honor. Alderwoman Coggs, would you like to say a couple of words to bless us with a closeout? Oh, we can't hear you.
I think Jason said it well. Thank you to everybody who helps to contribute daily to help build DirectConnectMKE to what we know it has the potential to be. We all know that there's great need in the city of Milwaukee for people to be connected to their workforce pipeline. And each of us in our own ways are doing work to help make that happen. I think DirectConnectMKE just helps to bring those pieces together. And the more we each all invest in it and bring people to it, it helps with that connection. So I thank each of you for doing it. I also want to thank David and his team at Yolobe for sharing the vision and helping to invest much of it free time to help develop this tool that we believe can really help so many people. So again, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. And if you don't, we don't see any questions on the chat, but we will appreciate you sending us questions anyway. Feel free to send questions to Jason Thompson. If you can give us your contact, Jason, very quickly, so that if people have questions, they can send that to you.
yes, most definitely. You can reach me at jason.thompson@milwaukee.gov. So please feel free to email any questions.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.